day you set me free. It didn't bother me, thought I'd be happy as any man can be. But now I'm finding I'm still crying over you. As I walked out that door, to myself I swore that I was never gonna return no more. But it's no use trying, I'm still crying over you. Well, I come home each night hoping that I might be able to face that we are through. But to myself I'm lying as I sit here crying, 'cause there's just no getting over you. So as I sit and moan, just sad and all alone, I know I just can't stand being on my own. I feel like dying, I'm still crying over you. I'm lying as I sit here crying, 'cause there's just no getting over you. So as I sit and moan, just sad and all alone, I know I just can't stand being on my own. No use to lying, I feel like dying, 'cause I'm still crying over you. Looking for a guy who will break down and cry every time you threaten with goodbye, don't look at me. If you want a guy to plead, get down on a bended knee and beg you, baby, not to leave, don't look at me. So just to hear what I say and keep a looking away, 'cause it's the best thing that you can do. 'Cause if you look at me, I'll have to look at you, that I most likely do anything you want me to. If you want a guy to fall down at your feet and crawl, be at your beck and call, don't look at me. If you hope to find a fool like a kid right out of school, who'll adore you even though you treat him cruel, don't look at me. So just to hear what I say and keep a looking away, 'cause it's the best thing that you can do. 'Cause if you look at me, I'll have to look at you, then I'll most likely do anything you want me to. Someone around just so you can put them down like your very own jester or a clown, don't look at me. If you're looking for someone who will jump up and run 'cause you're coming home and that you've had your fun, don't look at me. So So just to hear what I say and keep a looking away, 'cause it's the best thing that you can do. 'Cause if you look at me, I'll have to look at you, then I'll most likely do anything you want me to. Yeah, if you look at me, I'll have to look at you, then I'll most likely do anything you want me to. 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 There goes my heart again. I'm along for the ride, caught in the tide of my emotions. And though my attempt is to clear and sincere, it's here that I keep finding myself. 'Cause I can't keep my heart from loving you. I set a course for friendly ports in distant places. A new point of view, no thoughts of you, and different faces, but I'll never leave this pier. I'm firmly anchored here by memories time has not erased. There goes my heart again. I'm along for the ride, caught in the tide of my emotions. And though my attempt is to clear and sincere, it's here that I keep finding myself. 'Cause I can't keep my heart from loving you. For days on end it had been smooth sailing since I kept you off my mind. To my delight, the skies at night were clear, ahead and behind, but the currents start to swirl. A storm is unfurled the moment when your eyes meet mine. There goes my heart again. I'm along for the ride, caught in the tide of my emotions. And though my attempt is to clear and sincere, it's here that I keep finding myself. 'Cause I can't keep my heart from loving you. Tried to cast you aside time and time again. With the one little look, I'm once again hooked, and you start reeling me in. There goes my heart again. I'm along for the ride, caught in the tide of my emotions. And though my attempt is to clear and sincere, it's here that I keep finding myself. 'Cause I can't keep my heart from loving you. No, I can't keep my heart from loving you. Benno Bikes, what does the Japanese guitar strap say? I don't know. It's probably something derogative, you know? It's probably like, because this is from the 80s. Of course it's from the 80s. So it's probably something like silly hair metal band or something like that. Yeah. Or stop wearing spandex is what it probably is saying, you know? Or you wear more makeup than my mom. I think maybe that's what it's saying. I don't know. I guess, yeah, some Japanese fellow is probably laughing at me. Directly at me. Yes. Not laughing with me. Laughing at me. While I wear this, Japanese strap. But hey, you know, it was the 80s, and that's fine. It is cool, though. I mean, you know, I had large amounts of hair when I had a strap like this back in the 80s. Oh, speaking of the 80s, Doug Conklin was there. So yesterday, I played this little fundraiser event for the skate park respect guys that go around and keep skate parks clean and in shape and whatnot. Just volunteering guys that do this. But so in the tradition of skateboard stuff, I wore a bunch of '80s garb. Was a reproduction Del Mar Skate Ranch shirt, but I wore some vintage Limpies from like 86, 87. And I had my Limpies fanny pack too. So I kind of, played the part. But while I was there, and keep in mind, I haven't worn those pants since the 80s. So I stick my hand in my pocket, and lo and behold, I find this guitar pick. This guitar pick has been in the pocket of those Limpies since the mid to late 80s. Yes, I've been using the Jazz 3 Dunlop pick since the mid 80s. But yeah, so that is really funny. 35-year-old pick here. So I figured, why not? I'll draw on the power of the 35-year-old pick to help me make it through this set. Speaking of, I'm going to take a little pause here. Hold on. Let's take a little pause and stretch here. So that I can make it through the rest of the set, So while we're taking a little pause, I raise my J. Grant Britton push mug to you. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in to this nonsense today. Yes. Whenever you haven't played an instrument in a year and a half, be sure to hydrate. Okay, let me just go back through and see. Thank you, Gordon. Yes, Benno Bikes. Yes, I know. The Brawley Show, we're all pretty excited about that. Hey, Matt Yanch. Thank you. I don't know about perfect, but it certainly sounds. Yes. Yeah, I know. Us musicians always like to throw those backhanded compliments at each other as a joke. And yeah, that's one of them. Man, you really sounded up there. Or you were really up there. So today, man, this is something. All right, so I'm going to take a very brief pause here. And I think, well, if any of you caught my Instagram post from yesterday as I was heading down to the skate park respect fundraiser, I posted a photo of some stuff that I have in the backyard. And Ozzy Osband knew exactly what it was. Actually, there were a couple of people that knew exactly what it was. And so there were remnants from the Del Mar Skate Ranch, because that's where, I spent the majority of my skateboarding youth there from 1981 to 87. I know, 6 years, 6.5 years maybe. Yeah, I think it closed in the summer of 87. So a little over 6 years of my life there. But I guess when you're that age, from 14 to 20, that's a pretty important part and seemingly long part of your life. So yes, the Del Mar Skate Ranch. So anyway, let's take a look at one of those fossils from the Del Mar Skate Ranch. I know, we've all seen tiles and coping and other things. I even have like parts of the drain that I shared here a while ago. But let's share something completely different, since today's completely different. And it's humid. Look at my hair. It's like that's humid. Is it humid? I think it's humid. I got a kind of a nice Christopher Walken going, I think. So anyway, I digress. So let's take a look at this thing as I hold up like the ancient Ten Commandments here. I'm going to hold it up here like that. And it's a little faded now, but this is a piece of the wall that was basically behind the face wall of the keyhole. So any shot almost, well, just about any shot that you see from the west side of the keyhole, and most of them are shot from there, that west wall. And if you look to the left of that, you can see the wall that's behind the keyhole. It just says Del Mar Skate Ranch, and it was painted a lovely shade of brown. Although I think it was not, when I first started going there, it was just gray concrete. But they decided to paint the wall brown at some point. So this is what's left of the brown. You can kind of see what's going on there. And you can see, if you look carefully, hold it just right, you can see the blue of part of the lettering. I don't know what letter it is. So it's either, I think it's this way. It's either the top of an L or the top of an H. Maybe there was another here. But this is that part of that wall. And yeah, so arguably, this is as many photos of the skate ranch that there are of the keyhole, because it's in many Del Mar keyhole shot. Yeah, so that last day, Dave Swift knows exactly what day it was. I went down there and unfortunately watched them bulldoze the park, which is kind of a bummer. But you know, it was part of my life, so I went down there and they said, yeah, they're tearing it up, and so I went down there and watched the guy clawing everything in and bringing everything down. So yeah, people that think that maybe they just buried the park, unfortunately they did not, and they caved all the bowls in on themselves, and yeah. So there's really, if you were to dig it up, there's nothing there but crumbled stuff. But so I was there for that, pretty much that whole day while they collapsed everything in on itself, and yeah, yes, I should have. Yes, I know. Yeah, Jay Greitman, I should have laid down in front of that little bulldozer thing. It was it wasn't that big though. Well, I guess it was bigger than a bobcat, because he grabbing everything and pulling it in on itself. But yeah, so at the end of the however many hours, the guy stopped, and Wayne Searle, who was kind of the the enemy, so to speak, he showed up, and I was talking to him. But Wayne at that point was no longer running the skate park side of things. He was just on the golf side of stuff. And realistically, he was the golfer, so they just kind of threw the skate park on him to manage. And so, of course, dealing with a bunch of kids, and he's the authority, and everybody hates him. But, Wayne was just going to work, and I never had a problem with Wayne Searle, but yeah, many people did. But anyway, so Wayne shows up, and he's there talking to me, and I'm just kind of bummed, and he knows it, and I just asked him, hey, you don't mind if I go in there and just like pick a few things just to take home? And he said, sure. And so he actually walked into the destroyed park with me while I picked up things from the reservoir, the keyhole, the square pool, the half pipe, and the wall. Just walking through me. Yeah, again, if you just got here, the wall. He was really nice to me. I mean, I think you could tell that I was just shattered youth. So, but yeah, so he kind of patiently walked around with me. We talked about just stuff, nothing in general, just small talk. And he kind of I think he just walked in there just to make sure I didn't fall into one of the things and get stuck in a bunch of concrete. But he let me grab a few things. So I have some tile and some coping and the wall. And actually, amazingly enough, maybe I'll bring it in one of these things. I have a complete coping block from the square pool that was crazily, when we're walking in there, just sitting on top of this mound of shattered concrete, this one perfect coping block just sitting there right on top. And I just grabbed it and took it to the car. So yes, J. Grant Benton, ASL, Anti-Surl League. Yeah, but yeah, I never had a problem, but yeah, I can see how a lot of people had a problem. But that's the way it is when you're youths. So that's really it for the skateboarding stuff today. I don't really have too much to say about that, but yeah, maybe, I'm sure that if there's somebody out there that like went and measured the distance from the seams to the top of the letter, so there's a flat section of the cinder block there, you could probably figure out which letter it was. Maybe it's the L. There's not really anything around it. So anyway, I'll hold it up. Somebody can scan it. Somebody can take some measurements, figure out how big a cinder block is, and see how far away that is from the letter, and figure out which one it is. It doesn't. In the end, it doesn't really matter. But I have it, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Every day I can say I'm another step away, and that on your memory I've closed the door. Every day I convince myself I'm over you. Then every night I dream you back again. It's all just shallow lies as teardrops fill my eyes, and the facade comes crashing round me to the floor. Every day I convince myself I'm over you. Then every night I dream you back again. The waking hours give me the power to forget you and move on. But there's my fate at slumber's gate to keep you with me to the dawn of every day. I can say I'm another step away from the love that burns within my soul. Every day I convince myself I'm over you. Then every night I dream you back again. forget you and move on. But there's my fate at slumber's gate to keep you with me to the dawn of every day. I can say I'm another step away from the love that burns within my soul. Every day I convince myself I'm over you. Then every night I dream you back again. Well, I've just been thinking things over. My heart is flowing with tears. My life just don't seem worth living, and it's been this way for years. My skies have all turned to gray now, and I have walked the soles off of my shoes. Well, I don't have much to say now. Well, I'm just knee deep in the blues. I've just been thinking things over. My heart is flowing with tears. My life just don't seem worth living, and it's been that way for years. Don't ask me why I am crying, 'cause I have lost about all I can lose. Well, there's just no